You must forgive the person you're holding a grudge against, so that God can be able to forgive you as well. Now, there's one thing about forgiveness most people don't know, is that when you forgive, you're not doing the person a favor, you're doing yourself a favor first. Because when you forgive someone, you free yourself from bitterness, you free yourself from anger, you free yourself from resentment, hatred. That is what forgiveness does. Because when you carry someone in your heart, you realize that you have a lot of bitterness in you, you have a lot of anger in you, you have a lot of resentment, hatred, to an extent that sometimes you want to revenge. But when you forgive someone, you free yourself of all those things. You free yourself of anger, resentment, hatred. That is what forgiveness does. So we should learn to forgive, so that we can free ourselves, so that we can obey God's words, which demands of us to be able to forgive. That is what forgiveness is. Now, some people will say, this person has wronged me several times, so I'm not going to forgive that person. No matter how many times someone must have wronged you, you should be able to forgive that person. Maybe 1, 2, 3 times, you should be able to forgive that person. Because in the book of Matthew chapter 18 verse 21 to 22, when Peter asked Jesus, how many times should someone offend you before you forgive that person? And Jesus said 70 times, 7 times, which means that you should be able to forgive someone as many times as possible. It should not be once, it should not be twice, but many times as possible. That is what the Bible requires of us. That is what the Bible demands of us. Now, most people will come up with the question that should I forgive someone even when they haven't asked for forgiveness? I will tell you, yes. Even when someone hasn't asked for forgiveness, forgive them, because you're not doing it just for them, you're doing it for God first, and you're doing it for yourself. And that person you're forgiving is just a third party. When you hold unforgiveness in your heart, it hinders your blessings, it hinders your prayers, it strains your relationship.